So, this is you, and you have a problem. You want to go on a solo trip abroad, maybe to the Swiss Alps or to the beaches of Spain, but you don't know how. Well, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to do. If you're 16 and wondering if you can fly alone from the UK, here's the simple answer. Yes, you can. But there are different policies you need to follow. Let's break it down. Luckily for you, most UK airlines treat you as an adult, but each one has a minimum age policy, so it all depends on which one is the cheapest, especially at your age. Firstly, British Airways. Possibly the most flexible airline for young travellers, with a minimum age policy of 14 years old, so there would be no issue for ages 16 plus. However, British Airways is definitely expensive compared to others on the list. Even more budget airlines like EasyJet, Ryanair and Jet2 all allow under 18s to fly alone, with a minimum age of 16. But here's where it gets important. Just because you can book the flight doesn't mean every part of the trip is automatically simple. There are 3 key areas you need to understand. Imagine you've just flown hours, spent hundreds of pounds, only to be turned away by border control and denied entry, sent straight back home. Well, this can happen, and it's more common than you may think. Well, here's exactly how to get through. Being alone can be quite scary, so it's important to stay calm and ensure you have the correct documents. Make sure you have your passport, your boarding pass, your return ticket, hotel or address of where you're staying, parental consent letter, and proof of funds such as a bank card. At 16 over 17, the parental consent letter is key. Make sure it includes your parents' full names, their phone numbers, a permission statement saying they approve your travels, your travel dates, and where you're staying, and make sure it's signed. So you hand your passport over. The officer says, "Are you travelling alone?" This is where most people panic. Don't. It's not a trick question, but it is a test. A bad answer would be, just travelling, I guess. Instead, say clearly, tourism. I'm staying in Spain for 6 days. Next question. How long are you staying? They already know the answer. They're checking if you know. If your return ticket says 6 days and you say 2 weeks, that's when problems start. So know your dates. Common questions include, do your parents know you're here? Where are you staying? Who paid for this trip? How much money do you have with you? They may ask the same question more than once, not because they didn't hear you, but because they're checking consistently. Remember, they're not trying to trap you. They're trying to see if all your documents match. If they do, you'll go on through. Now, here's the real challenge. Most hotels, 18 plus. Some, even 21 plus. So what do you do if you're 16 or 17? First rule, don't assume. Always check before booking. Check the hotel's policy. Go to the hotel's official website and look for a minimum age policy. If it says 18 plus, then that usually means no exceptions. However, if there is no age, that's your hint to call. The trick is to call the hotel directly. Politely ask, "Hi, I'm 17 and planning to travel responsibly. Do you allow under 18s to check in with parental consent?" And you'd be surprised, some hotels will allow, especially if you look for these following places. Smaller independent hotels, family-run guest houses, hostels. Some will allow under 18s with parental consent. Big chain hotels are often stricter. Smaller places are sometimes more flexible. So, a hotel has said that you can stay. Great, but it's not over yet. Make sure to get the hotel to send the confirmation, including your age, to your inbox. This is key to avoid issues when checking in. You'll probably need more documents for this, including parental consent form, your ID, and a credit card. They may even ask for a copy of your parents' ID. The final step is to make sure you have a Plan A and Plan B. Although uncommon, hotels may change policies. Don't land in a city with nowhere to stay. Never lie about your age. If they find out, they'll kick you out. And you don't want to be stuck outside at night. Travelling alone at 16 or 17 isn't about being fearless, it's about being smart. And one of the smartest decisions you can make, choosing the right country. Europe is generally safe. However, there's a difference between extremely safe and safe if you're switched on. Firstly, Tier 1. Tier 1 is classified as the hard-to-go-wrong countries. These are the countries where violent crime is very low, public transport is amazing, and things just work. Tier 1 includes Iceland, Switzerland, Denmark, Norway, and Finland. These countries aren't just safe, they're predictable. And predictability equals comfort when you're 16 or 17. These countries have similar things in common. They are all organised, from trains arriving on time to the calm culture. Although these countries might make your wallet cry, the great scenery will sure make up for it. Now for Tier 2. Tier 2 is classified as safe, but watch your pockets. These countries are all safe, but are known for one petty issue. Not violence, not dangerous streets, pickpocketing. That's mostly it. Tier 2 countries include Portugal, Spain, and Italy. But here's the reality check. In most of Western Europe, your biggest risk isn't being attacked, it's being distracted. And distracted teenagers are easy targets. So don't be one. There are some ways, however, to make Tier 2 feel like Tier 1. These include wearing a crossbody bag, keeping valuables safe, staying in well-reviewed areas, and don't wander empty streets late at night. Remember, at 16 or 17, Europe isn't too dangerous. It's too easy to be careless. Choose wisely and stay aware. And don't forget to enjoy your trip, because in the words of St. Augustine, the world is a book, and those who do not travel only read one page. Well, that is all from me today, and I hope you enjoyed watching. If you learnt something new, why not like and subscribe to our channel for more travel videos just like this? And if you have any questions, leave them below.